back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi is on the spot once again. Apparently, Musalia Mudavadi is attending a summit in Ethiopia. This summit is the 44th Ordinary Session of African Union's Executive Council of Foreign Affairs Ministers. So Musalia Mudavadi is attending this session in his capacity as Kenya's Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary. While attending this very important meeting, there is a debate that arose, and it was brought about by African Commission on Human and People's Rights. It is the topic on police brutality and excessive force, and Kenya was put to task on the executive role during Azimio's demonstrations and how the police dealt with the ordinary citizens as they went about demonstrations, which is entrenched in our constitution. And so Mudavadi was confronted with this, and you all know, it goes without saying, that his role was to defend William Samoei Ruto. And so Mudavadi is saying that police brutality and use of excessive force does not exist in the Kenyan soil. Now, this really elicited a lot of debate, because when Azimio led their supporters to go and protest on the streets, one, concerning the cost of living, two, concerning electoral justice, the police that is supposed to provide security during demonstrations breached the law and used excessive force, killed people, maimed people, and you all know that others were even being removed from their houses and killed. Raila supporters, especially in his hometown of Kisumu, were really targeted. And so as Musalia Mudavadi was talking about how police in Kenya follows the law as they maintain law and order, Kenyans went to social media and they really protested Mudavadi's statements. In fact, Mudavadi is saying that Kenyans are very safe in the hands of the police, because should any rogue police officer kills or injures any innocent Kenyan, then there is a body that has been established, the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, the IPOA, that was introduced to deal with rogue officers. And Mudavadi is saying that since this body was established, it has dealt with rogue officers. And I want to disagree, because you and I understand that our cabinet secretary, our prime cabinet secretary, is lying. There is a video that I want us to look at, because this is a video of one rogue police officer. Is just one among many that really grabbed headlines as he went about killing people in the streets, interfering with the journalists that were covering the Azimio demonstrations. And at some point, he opened a vehicle that the journalists were traveling in, and he fired live tear gas inside there and closed the door. Just now, NTV summarized the conduct of this police officer, including the entire police service that is serving Kenya under the motto utumishi kwa wote. And I want us to listen to this so that we paint a picture of exactly what is happening and juxtapose this with Mudavadi's action, because we want to understand and show the world that Mudavadi is hiding the truth.
Afisa katili mwenye hasira, ghadhabu na fujo alinaswa jana Alhamisi peupe akiwakabili waandamanaji, wanahabari na hata msafara wa Raila Odinga katika maandamano ya Azimio na kusababisha majeraha mabaya kwa watu kadhaa.
Na mpiga picha wa NTV Eric Sinta bado anauguza majeraha ya unyama aliyotendwa na maafisa wa polisi waliopaswa kumlinda katiba isemavyo.
Hii leo NTV inamzamia afisa aliyenaswa katika unyama huo na uhayawani huo, ikibainika kwamba anakabiliwa na kesi kadhaa za ukiukaji wa haki za kibinadamu, ikiwemo shutuma za mauaji ya mfungwa.
Duncan Haemba anampiga kurunzi afisa huyo katika ripoti yetu funguzi jioni hii.
Ndiye huyu afisa katili mwenye hasira na fujo tupu aliyeongoza mashambulizi dhidi ya wapiga picha wa runinga za NTV, Citizen na KTN na pia mpiga picha wa gazeti. Wanahabari hao walikuwa juu ya gari wakinakili matukio mbashara yakichipuka. Ni hasira hizi dhidi ya wanahabari ndizo zinazua maswali chungu nzima. Je, vyombo vya habari vinalengwa na polisi kwa sababu ya kupeperusha maandamano ya Azimio mbashara? Na je, afisa huyu mwenye hasira kama za nyati alikuwa anatekeleza maagizo fulani? Awali alionekana katikati mwa jiji akiendelea kutekeleza maagizo unyama, uhayawani na ubaradhuli bila wasiwasi. Katika video hii ambayo hatujathibitisha uhalisia wake, japo ni yeye akiwa amevalia nguo zizo hizo karibu na kituo cha basi cha Kencom, anaonekana akiwa na kifaa cha kusikiza, ishara kwamba alikuwa akipokea maagizo. Na labda ndio sababu alihamishwa kutoka katikati mwa jiji hadi eneo la Pipeline kuongoza mashambulizi dhidi ya wanahabari na kuharibu gari lililowabeba. Yamkini afisa huyo ni polisi wa utawala kutoka kituo cha Kamkunji na ni mmoja wa walinzi wa kamanda wa ngazi za juu katika idara ya polisi. Uchunguzi zaidi unafichua kwamba kwa sasa afisa huyo ana kesi ya mauaji baada ya kushtakiwa kotini Narok mwaka 2019 kwa kumuua mshukiwa eneo la Olmekenyu, Narok Magharibi, lakini aliachiliwa kwa dhamana ya shilingi 1,150 au 1,100 pesa taslimu. Kwenye hotuba yake kwa wanahabari siku ya Jumapili, Inspekta Jenerali wa polisi aliahidi kwamba
utachukua picha yote ataonekana akibeba mawe, akibomoa, akiharibu mali, tutachukua hatua.
Haya basi, afisa huyu amenaswa kwenye video akitekeleza uhayawani huu. Je, atakamatwa? Uwanja ni wako Bwana Inspekta Jenerali wa polisi Koome. Duncan Haemba, NTV.
We all remember this, and these are scenes that people would want to forget. It is only that Musalia Mudavadi resuscitated this debate because he was lying and lying about our situation. Yet this is something that was covered by even international journalists. BBC aired the same story, CNN was there, and all these international media stations covered how the police was dealing with people mercilessly and killing innocent people, disregarding our constitution. This is coming in the wake of the Kenyan quest to take 1,000 police officers to Haiti, something that has been given a green light by UN. In fact, it was initiated by Joe Biden himself and the American embassy. And Joe Biden threw his support behind William Ruto and praised him as a president who took the initiative to ensure that there is peace not only within our surrounding, but also very far away in countries that are facing, political and social strife. But one thing came up. International human rights cast aspersions on the Kenyan ability to maintain law and order in that Caribbean city away from our land, because they killed people during the demonstrations. And this is one of the obstacles that came up. The opponents of the Kenyan attempt to take police officers there said that we were Kenya was transferring this kind of brutality and cruel act on her people to another country. And so Mudavadi was trying very hard to ensure that he does not mess up. Already, this topic is hot. It is a hot potato topic because even our courts refused that William Ruto cannot take these 1,000 policemen to Haiti. Remember, just a few days, one of the police officers who was sent in a reconnaissance activity to go and look at the situation in Haiti before those policemen are taken for that peace mission, was found dead in one of the hotels in the USA. And so Mudavadi was just being very careful, trying to sanitize the image of the police and trying to justify, in a nutshell, indirectly, that our policemen are untainted and they should go and maintain peace in Haiti. Remember, already there's a lot of money that has been placed to support this activity, and William Ruto cannot afford to lose it. William Ruto and money. The other day he said that he does not care being given names like Zakayo because he's saying that he believes he's doing the right thing. David was also lying to that summit to protect Ruto's image. William Ruto wants to demonstrate, to portray himself as a Democrat. And the fact that he's a man of PR. Whenever he's outside the country, he presents this picture of a Democrat, a Pan-Africanist, a man who loves, he even declared a visa-free border and telling people that when you come to Kenya, Kenya is the cradle of man and you need not to pay anything. So he was trying to maintain that image. Even though people like Malema the other day poked holes in Ruto's pretense and told him off that he's not a Pan-Africanist because he's blowing hot and cold. So Mudavadi did not want to tarnish the name of the same government that he is working for. You cannot bite the fingers that feed you. But we need to call out Musalia Mudavadi because in social media people really chased him, and I like the exposure by NTV because all these are on YouTube. They are archives that anyone who cares to listen can go and check. Our police is still using a lot of brutal force. Some of them go as far as beating and killing people because they are protecting their government. Especially, I've seen policemen who belong to the Kikuyu community or the Kalenjin community who kill people, brutalize them because they're protecting our government. The fact that they are living under squalid conditions notwithstanding, and when people go to the street to fight for their rights, they don't understand because they have this myopic vision that this is their government. One last thing. There comes a time when each and everyone will carry their own cross. No one kills on behalf of another or because we were given orders from IG or something. These people must know that a time is coming that they will stand and answer. And I remember in 2007, when that was the police commissioner then, because we didn't have a new constitution, Hussein Mohammed Ali was acting under the instructions of the executive, and people were killed. But when he went to The Hague, he went there alone. He did not go there with Kibaki, who was the president then. So our policemen should be very careful, and they should carry their motto, utumishi kwa wote, not allowing themselves to be used by the executive. They should be very, very humane, and we understand that the police must also be protected. When wananchi go for demonstrations, they should also look at the affairs of the police and don't interfere with them.